My very soft hand. My very soft hand. Yeah!
What'd you get, Jenna?
Cool, let's watch it.
I'm
Oh, it's Dana. A few years ago when you were in Chicago.
Because I love the.
What'd you get, Megan? What we did, we keep watching that person. I know. We were at someone's house in the city. We kept watching some movie. What's this? Summer.
You show Grandpa's picture?
Was I visiting?
Shania.
Yeah.
Grandpa wrapped him.
It's for both of us?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hang on. Let's go one at a time here. Let's drag this out for a while.
We got one. I want to wait till that. We can't open it. You want to wait till last? Yeah. Okay, you're welcome.
What you got there? You're first guy.
Go Sydney, over there.
Hey, Jenna, can we see? Move back. Thank you. Nice. That's nice wrapping. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
John. Thank you.
Jenna.
Oh, it's a book.
Oh. Is it the Velveteen Rabbit?
Oh, get so much. I love you.
Oh, how nice. What do you say?
Toss that to Grandpa.
That's for Grandma and Grandpa.
Nice shot.
Okay, Mom, the bag. Hey, that's from Grandma, bag, babe. Or where is it? Yeah. Oh.
Can I see that?
Here's for Jenna.
Oh, my God.
With it too. That one's for your room.
Now, what's in the drink?
All right, open that one. Which one? That's gently. Mom says when you watch.
Mom, this?
Yeah.
Oh. Let me see, Jenna. What's that one?
This one right here, Barb?
Oh, old babies.
That
flat one there is Jenna's also, right by your hand.
That goes with that.
Here, I'll put this in your mouth.
Jenna, that's yours.
All right, honey.
Thanks, Grandma.
You're welcome, honey.
I'm going now.
Okay, who else?
Alright, Melissa.
Who is that?
Okay, we gotta get accurate.
Oh, see Melissa. Show her, lift it up.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Could that be?
It's like my mama.
What is that?
They caught it. They found it. What? What's that from? Is there a story behind that?
What happened?
You heard a story about mom in the paper? She called the police. She thought she saw an ostrich. She saw it. Yeah, right. Barb did, but it was an apple. From Norway. Kaylee, it's all Kaylee talks about. Mama saw it. She called the police. She said, yeah, right. I saw an ostrich. And they found it was an emu. How big are those? They're big, as big as an ostrich. Where was the moose from? Kaylee. Grandma caught it.
Grandma caught it.
Wait, let's take a picture. Wait, last time when you came home from seeing art, called the police. Bear walking down
Exactly.
Yeah. Did it use it?
For real?
Yeah. Well, we're taking
Okay. Down.
Is it like on a dare or just like weird?
Yeah.
I suppose we just saw that video.
Survive the cold.
Now I got you like that? I hope you like that.
Oh, you're right.
Ready, Lex?
Hey Lexi, go ahead, open the
It's
present.
from Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, Godfather.
Oh, look!
I know she can't read yet, but
Oh, look, your first bite.
awesome. Thank you. Give
So
her
do I
a
kiss your uncle?
No way.
Oh, what do you say? Oh, that is awesome. Thank you.
Look, I even got a little.
Oh, look. Put on.
Look, it's bubbling
Look at that.
Mom, you made that.
What do you think, Lexi? Thank you, Tony.
Give me money, I want to check.
It's a present for Jim.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh.
Put it on the pile over there.
Yeah, baby.
Tambourine man.
Yeah! Tambourine.
And
Those guys bring their pool cues at about.
Okay, you guys ready?
On the bottom.
You guys ready, Mary?
I even got where they
It
want.
even has the grip.
That's
Oh.
right. So
You guys ready for some jingle bells? Thank you, Mary.
Very appropriate conversation we had.
Hey, you missed dashing through the snow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kids,
Manure.
no. We know you didn't want us to get you a gift, but we had to give you one gift. Just one from us. You're moving back to mountain top!
No, Debbie's moving here.
Mason, sit down. Sit down.
Haley, I can't see.
What's it say on the front? Oh my goodness.
No, you can only go
Don't-
just
you can't
so
only
brief.
go
Real
too
quick,
far.
I'll tell you when you can stop.
Oh God, I wish I took a better picture. But What does that say? Favorite memories of
KK, I
our
can't
mother.
see.
No, that you can't read.
Don't read that yet.
Don't read.
I'll
Okay,
let
we're
you-
gonna start. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where did
Haley,
you
I
find
can't
that?
see. KK, I can't see.
The authors.
Haley.
Okay, that's as far as you can go. Now, as we get started,
Oh, wow.
we'll start from the top with Steve, work way down. However, before we start, Tom needs to go last for reasons which you all understand when we're done. But until
wow.
then,
All right.
Megan needs to start us off, and then Steve will
I
go.
thought the little
So Megan, right there.
I can read it.
Okay, it's a poem, and it's called More Than a Mother. When God set the world in place, when he hung the stars up in space, when he made the land and the sea, then he made you and we. He sat back and saw all that was good. He saw the things to be as they should. Just one more blessing he had in store. He created a mother, but whatever for. He knew a mother would have a special place to shine his reflection on her children's face. A mother will walk to extra mile just to see her child smile. She'll work her fingers to the bone to make a house into a home. A mother is there to teach and guide. A mother will stay right by our side. She'll be there through our pain and strife,
Whatever.
She'll stay constant in our life. A mother will lend a helping hand until we have the strength to stand. She'll pick us up when we are down. When we need a friend, she'll stick around. A mother is one who listens well, will keep her word, will never tell. A mother never pokes or pries, but stands quietly by our side, giving us the strength we need, encouraging us to succeed. A mother is one who can be strong whenever we need someone to lean on. You're more than a mother to us, a reflection of him in your face we see. A love that knows no boundaries. We're glad that you chose to be all this and more to us. You share a love that knows no end. You're more than our mother. You are our friend.
Hey, Vinny, you kill that radio.
We all wrote that.
Stevie?
I'm supposed to follow that?
You're
Chapter 1.
Haley.
Did somebody write that, or did
Sure, now you've got all got license to do whatever you want. And I'll have to say
Be
it's
ready, Barb.
wonderful.
Okay, there's a first show the pictures. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
picture of each author with the parents.
Show
Show
us.
us.
Show
This
Just
is-
show your
this is
picture.
Sydney, I think.
cares? It's
Let me
you.
see, Sid.
No.
Chapter 1.
Well, we could have stopped right there, but we kept decided to keep on going. No. One story I will never forget is when she tried.
Easy.
Here,
Here.
Here, I'll hold her. I'll hold her.
Give her to someone that she won't. Yeah,
Here, here you go.
Yeah,
Alright,
good
Jenna.
baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
One story I'll never forget is when she tried to take the 6 older kids on sled down to the city park. We went down the alley.
Speak up.
I think we almost made it down to Dr. Miller's house before Mom started crying, as were most of us. We must have been a sight. One mom and 6 snotty-nosed kids trying to go sledding. I also remember going to Red Owl to go grocery shopping with Mom and having to have 2 carts with us. I think one cart was just for Frankenberry, Count Chocula, Captain Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, and Super Sugar Crisp. I'll always laugh at Mom's philosophy concerning the dreaded teenage acne. Now, Steve, if you didn't have acne, you probably wouldn't be as popular. Even today, when I get an ingrown hair, I leave the pimple alone, knowing that someone will like me even more. I always remember Mom going through her different phases over the years as we were kids. Oil painting, remember the Virgin Mary painting. Chow means, meditation, her coffee club with Kathy Sacchetti and Joanne Navarra, dried out weeds hanging in the basement. Nothing like smelling that good old baby's breath. Finally, I don't think we can ever appreciate how lucky we are to have a mother like Barbara Ann Flaminio. I don't know how she had the strength to raise 10 children, but she did it. People today complain about 2 or 3 kids. I think when I wrote this one, we had 2. But I don't remember Mom ever complaining. She's always been there for us, and I hope I've learned something from Mom so I can apply it to my own children. Whenever I mention to people about the size of my family, their first comment is, "Your mother must be an angel." I don't think more true words have ever been spoken. Oh, wait, I'm not done. Okay, this is from Kaylee Sidney, then we had a lecture on that.
Oh, yeah, let Kaylee read it.
You want to try to read it?
Can I try?
Okay, give it a try. Give it a try. Let's see what it is.
Got baby.
Sit. John, help her. She gets
Vinny.
stuck.
I don't want. Go ahead. She can do it. Go ahead, Kayla.
Go ahead.
Just read. Go.
Needless.
This is
Okay, there you go.
Needless to say, the girls just looked out. So forward to going to visit and spend the night. In fact, as soon as we dropped them off, they want us to leave the house so they can have their fun. I think they especially enjoyed
how Grandma let.
No, wait.
Right here. Right, no, you're right here.
Grandma.
No, she lets them.
what Cartoon Network
Till.
they fall asleep. Oh well, that shouldn't have too much
Psychological
psychological
damage on the kids.
damage on the kids. Well, on second thought, Carter watched a lot of TV. The kids is doing many things about going to Grandma's. Eating pig's feet, sledding in the winter, making Christmas pretzels, playing with the latest toys from St. Bring back to Midland her other toys from previous visits to St. Vincent de Paul.
Oh my God.
What happened?
The picture.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh. Which one? I want to sit with you. Awesome.
Wait, Wilmer, just wait.
Oh, chapter 2. Okay, that's at my wedding with
Tony
Hannah
did.
Hazel.
He had a guy do it. Really cheap.
Okay.
Okay.
show the picture?
Yeah, show the picture. Okay, I started off with 2 quotes. The first one is, how many more Walt Disneys till Christmas? And then flip, flip, Kennedy died. When Megan was 10 months old, we came to Iron Mountain to visit Grandma. Megan and I were sitting in the backyard on Hewitt Street when she must have been bitten by an ant. Mom said, oh, it's only a bite. Why don't you put some Desitin on it? So I did. The next morning, I looked at the back of Megan's leg and was horrified. There was a burn where we put the Desitin the size of an egg. We had to take Megan to the doctor. Mrs. Tedeschi was there and made a comment to Mom that after 10 kids, she should know better. Mom wasn't too happy about that. We went to get a prescription for Mark Ellingson, and he mentioned the same thing. I guess Destin's like 7-Up. Use it for whatever ails you. One Christmas about 5 years ago, we were opening presents. Jenna was opening her presents from Grandma. One of the things Grandma gave Jenna was a ring with a troll on it. Jenna looked at it and said, oh, thanks, Grandma, but I already have one. Grandma's reply was, shut up, Jenna, now you got another one. We always say that. Shut up, Jenna, now you got another one. When Megan was in preschool, she would always talk about her grandma to everyone. She would always tell everybody that she had a beautiful blonde grandma. You're such a beautiful blonde grandma. Okay. Oh, God. When I was in choir in 5th grade, I had to go to a Halloween party. The day of the party, it didn't have a costume. I was crying, and Mom came up with an old lady costume. She made me wear a ratty robe with a pillow stuck under it, cold cream on my face, and big ugly rollers in my hair. She also made me wear Dad's big black rubber boots with ugly snaps. I followed all the way to the party. When we got to choir, we had to walk down the hall individually, and Sister Therese had to vote on the best costume. Of course, I won. It was hideous, and I put my head down and so horrified. The winner is Marie Flaminio. Oh, God. I cried all the way there because it was so ugly. As you all know, I was a bit larger in high school than I am now. One time, Mom suggested I rub Vaseline on my legs and wrap them in saran wrap. I think she got the home remedy out of Red Book. That must have been when Mom always told me I had inner beauty, which scarred me for life. Oh, you have inner beauty, Marie. Thanks, Mom.
You still do.
Yeah, thanks. When I was little, I was somewhat of a hypochondriac. Mom always kept a Drano can on top of the shelf in the old bathroom. Speaking of the old bathroom, I hated the chute. It would always get clogged with clothes, and I'd always have to push them down with my foot. Mom thought she was being real tricky by taking the clothes out of the chute and not washing them and putting them back in clean clothes on the floor of the old basement. Anyway, getting back to the Drano can. One day I was in the old bathroom, probably shoving those stupid clothes down the chute, and I touched the can. I thought I was going to die because Mom always said, never touch the can. I laid on the couch for 3 days, absolutely convinced I was going to die. I'm quite sure I probably got some 7-Up out of it, because when she thought you were sick, that's what you had to have. Then I told Mom it was wrong, and she told me I wasn't going to die. I used to hate doing the dishes when I was growing up. When we ran out of Palmolive, Mom would make us use laundry soap. That's where I got that from. Speaking of doing dishes and cleaning, I used to hate having to go with Mom and Dad to the chamber to clean. I used to hide behind the counter when I saw somebody walk up. When I was in the 5th grade, I fell out of Lori Davis's tree. I had to run all the way home after I fell. When I got home, I didn't know who or where I was. All I kept saying is, what day is it today? Will I be better tomorrow? Mr. Van Hall is a nice man. I could have had a concussion. Everyone thought I was faking. When I was in high school, I'd always listen to Mom and Dad. When Mom said that Steve and I could never go in a bar in Wisconsin while we were in high school, of course I wouldn't do it. One night, a bunch of us went to the party in Segola. Afterwards, everyone wanted to go to the Mark IV. Of course, there's no way I was going in because Mom told me not to. So here I was laying in the back seat of Celeste Roosevelt's car for 2 hours. Everyone else, yeah, even Steve, were in the bar. I could have been raped, but at least I listened to my mom.
That's beautiful.
I remember when poor Kaka would always get in trouble. Mom would try to teach him his address. Vince, our street, his name is Hewitt Street, right? Vince would say, yes. What's the name of our street? Hewitt Street. Then one time Mom said, after about 5 times, okay, Vince, what street do you live on? B Street.
B Street.
Oh my God. One time I got really mad at Mom for something skating when I was about 8 years old, so I packed up a bag and a box of Super Sugar Crisp and ran away. I hid in Mosca's field for about an hour. I don't recall a search party coming to look for me, not like the time when nobody could find John. I remember hiding under my bed upstairs because he was lost and nobody could find him. He was at Milron's. Remember that one? He got lost, he couldn't find you.
It was a golfer.
Marty comes up.
So was choking John. Some golfer looking for his ball.
He was having a bad game.
When we lived in New Jersey, this is going way back, I remember when Robert had a wood tick in his ear the size of a grape.
Oh, that was gross.
It was huge and green. Mom dug it out of his ear and lit it with the match in the ashtray. Then when we were little, whenever we go to City Park, Mom would always line us up and check us for wood ticks. One time when I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade, it was a time when Leslie Walters thought her dad was king of the alley. I was skating, remember that? My dad's king of the alley. Oh, God. I was skating at the rink by the stadium. Of course, all of us kids had to wear the same pair of ugly black figure skates. I came running home one day, and Mom had a pot of chili sitting on the porch. Obviously, must have been a Saturday. And I slid into it, and it fell all over the sidewalk. I was scared because that was going to be Dad's supper for the next 3 days. Mom told me that the pot of chili cost $5. That pot of chili cost $5.
Yeah, but Marie, Mr. Walter was only king of the alley till Dad beat him in the king of the alley death match.
Oh, one more. Mom used to have that wonderful frosting tip for her hair. I would have to take the hook when she had the helmet on her head and pull her hair through it so Mom could frost her hair. Mom was very good at her home beauty salon. Remember Steve, Tom, and Carter's great home perm?
Yeah. I gotta skip Tom.
Skip Tom.
And then probably Carter or Kathy.
Why skip Tom?
Hang on. That's awesome.
He's going last.
Tom's going to show the rest of us off.
So we wanted him to be last.
Look at
Marie,
him
that was
dancing.
That was cool.
I know, I kept calling Tony. I did so. And I kept thinking of more. I must have called Tony about 10 times.
What about chocolate drop?
Chocolate face.
Oh,
that part.
Because she lives next to black people. Memories of Barb. There are so many to name. More funny than not. Worth sharing just the same. Days were not easy with such a large brood. 2 shopping carts full from Red Owl Foods. SpaghettiOs, macaroni and cheese, gallons of milk filled Barb's list. Every aisle she roamed, nothing missed. Barb barely to the door, getting home with her load, kids grabbing at the Fruity Pebbles to see the prize it would hold. How did she manage? One could not guess. To cook, clean, and clothe 10 kids, Barb seldom did rest. I recall the cloth diapers in the tub piled high, boggies, blankies, and toys, always a cry. Barb was the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. One year dressed as Santa, she looked real cool. In the yard waving, the kids she did not fool. Jim and John were crying by the door, held back by Tom as they yelled, "That's not Santa, it's Mom!" Never a dull moment, how could there be? Moore falls from her bike, Marie from a tree. You didn't mess with Barb, as Glenn Walters found out soon. After throwing Carter in a mud puddle, he got chased by Barb, armed with a wooden spoon. There was impetigo, chicken pox, and diaper rashes. Barb put bread bags in our winter boots, black tape on Robert's glasses. Eating breakfast before school, we all had to laugh. What Barb said was whole milk. We knew it was Sons and daughters yelling and hitting. What's not to like? Tony and Moomer fighting over the golden bike.
I get the golden bike. Oh, Tony, you said
there were hot summer days to Lake Antoine we'd go. 10 kids in the brown station wagon, the back end riding low. Barb clad in her flip-flops and homemade tube tops as she yelled from the shore, "Steve, don't hold Carter underwater." After a long, hard day, to the couch Barb would slide, her eyes closed shut, mouth open wide. It was time to be quiet, no words from our lips. Mom is sleeping. Dad is drinking Pepsi and eating his chips. There were hard times throughout the years. We had many smiles, the same amount of tears. Barb had a hard job, but she did it best. The kids are grown and gone, and it's time to rest.
Kathy, that was awesome.
Maya Angelou, sit down.
Rhyme.
That's Melissa.
There are so many memories of Grandma to share. She's done many things to show she cares. Cooking is what she likes to do. She uses many jars of sauce called ragu. Lasagna, salad, macaroni, and cheese. She could make whatever you please. In the basement is her workshop where Grandma Barb can cut and chop. She makes the family Santas and witches. Grandma also sews and stitches. Grandma Barb teaches CCD. When it comes to God, she knows the key. These memories of Grandma are important to me. They will always be in the family.
I know. Those are pretty.
This is a poem about someone who cares. This person collects teddy bears. She is a great cook and never uses that big cookbook. Her cooking can't be beat. All her wooden creations are so neat. She always makes different stews. Whenever she visits, she has a new hairdo. The person I write about, if you can't guess, is Grandma Barb the best.
That's awesome.
Macy can read.
Hairdo.
All right, Macy's turn.
That's funny.
Just listen.
Dear Grandma, I like a lot the things you make. You have good pickles and I love I remember when I came to visit, I was sad. You let me pick out a teddy bear to cuddle with. It was a gray bear wearing a dress. You let me keep it. Now, whenever I cuddle with the gray bear, I think of you.
Aren't your pickles bad?
Kaka. Let's see Kaka's picture. I want to see it.
Let me see.
I have that.
I must have forgot to read. Which one is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know the picture you sent me last year?
Yeah. This is.
Kaka, why don't you also read Robert's when you're done? It's just
Yeah.
a quick
Oh my God, that thing is still on his forehead.
Gorby.
Okay. Okay, who was the first one and why did we start calling her Barb? Marty? Learning not to play with matches under the front porch. Always wanting to go shopping with Mom at Red Owl. Always hating to go shopping at I always wanted to go, and after there for 5 minutes. You know, everyone must have wanted to go to Red Owl. Everyone mentioned it.
That's where St. Vinny's is, though.
I didn't mention, but I mentioned Warehouse Foods.
Going to Shopko to find a birthday present in 4th or 5th grade and crying because I couldn't find anything. Settling on a car you pump with air. Okay. B Street. Dad will remember this one. Tom, Robert, and myself were providing Mom and Dad with some entertainment playing baseball in the backyard. Getting them started! Getting them started!
Do-do-do-do, killing you.
Remember that?
Throwing a ball at me. Dunking.
We came back in the house. You two were just sitting in the bedroom laughing.
We had that rubber tire up on the back of the house for the strike zone.
What house was this at?
No, this one.
It was last summer. We were kids.
I was thinking New Jersey for some reason.
Oh.
It could have been.
Dressing up like a witch at Halloween and scaring the kids from high school. Was that Santa Claus or Barb dressed as Santa running around the house?
Oh, fuck.
Always allowing us to get one new pair of blue jeans before each school year. You can't tell the difference between plain pockets and Levi's? Trying to fool us by mixing powdered milk and whole milk. Lumpy potatoes and burnt meat. Chicken cacciatore.
Oh, I love
the only meal Barb made that nobody ate.
Oh, I love that.
Can't go through life without eating a baked potato.
That's a new one, Todd.
Oh, that one.
I heard about that 2 weeks ago.
That was
First time I've ever heard that.
I don't remember that one
I
either.
do.
No.
That was the bigger one. That was the 6. Yeah.
Ellingson potatoes.
Oh,
Barb's Yorkshire pudding.
Mom.
Barb had the secret for the whitest football pants. Biz. Falling asleep on the couch during Packer games after Sunday lunch. Calling traveling at a football game. Stopping me before I could bring my tampon telescope to school. Fourth grade.
I remember that so well.
Only the Flaminios could break a couch after one day. Yet Barb tried to cover up for us by piling books under the broken leg. Washing our faces in the car with saliva.
Oh, I
Hated that.
stunk like coffee.
Following in Steve's footsteps by working at Hot Lunch with Barb.
Yeah.
Thank you for not letting me be an altar boy. Chow mein cookies, maple candies, and pretzels with white chocolate, and having to hide them. Man-made, i.e. Barb-made ski hill in the backyard. Homemade Hawaiian shorts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, man.
Barb's favorite stores, Ramen Sales and St. Vinny's. All blue for Barb, and Tony gets the golden binder.
Yes!
And that was everything.
Tampon telescope.
You gotta read Robert.
Okay, read Roberts.
Oh, Kaylee, let Vince do it.
Where you going?
Where you going,
Grab
Carter?
yours.
Oh, I'm trying to...
Are those all pictures?
Yeah, I lost the page.
That is just cool. What? Where'd you send that to get it made?
We just had it.
Somewhere in
bound.
Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah,
we
the
got
ball.
it.
That's Robert's wedding.
Oh, that's a good picture.
Oh, yeah, that was a good picture. What are you?
Marianne had KK in her belly now.
Hey!
Robert. Top 10 things we should have missed without having Barb as her mother. 10. Half and half milk. Stepping on wooden Dr. Scholl sandals. Hearing me there at football games.
Give the numbers.
Oh, okay. Number 7. Clothes from Barb's boutique. Number 6. The taste of raw hamburger. Number 5. Thinking hamburger on white bread with watered down ketchup was the real thing. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, give me straight!
I remember that one.
Number 3. Going through life without eating a baked potato.
It's fun for a lot of people. I remember so vividly.
Number 2. It's just gas. And the number 1 things we would have missed without having Barb as our mother, having the most devoted mother in the world.
Good job, Robert.
I'm next. I gotta go
That's a
bathroom
real
real quick.
thing. Oh, that was great.
Oh, I remember that.
No peeking.
Okay, Jim is.
Jim's
Oh, wait.
taking a
He's going
bath.
to the bathroom.
Taking a siesta.
Okay, we should go. John. We'll go John.
Boy, Jim wants to hear. What?
The picture of me holding the ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that. The purple shirt on.
That looks like Molly.
Find it? I picked it up off the floor.
That was the best
It should be
picture.
over there.
We gotta wait.
Look at her. I think we
Who's
do
in
need
there
a
now?
potty break.
She's sitting on my
You
leg.
want to go to the bathroom?
There's one in the car.
I need to go too.
I know.
Stay there.
She's like 9.
So you like
Who's that dork with me though?
John.
Nice thing to say about your
Your
father.
womb mate.
Is everybody here yet?
Yeah.
Fight back. Come on.
By the way,
not gonna understand
Come on,
anyway.
Nana.
All right.
Get back up.
Okay, this is a little story here.
A man named Dick.
All right. Close your eyes, and I'll take you to that place. Concentrate. The room is bright, yet a darkness lingers in the thick, smoky air. The deafening sound of slamming fists on a table, coupled with rattling coffee cups, creates an uneasy, almost uncomfortable atmosphere. Then there's the voices. Low, guttural voices spewing profanity-laden banter. Steady flows of irreverence and obscenities, which for the young, innocent bystander could only be deciphered as some type of demonic seance. It sounds like a scene from a Scorsese movie, or allied generals plotting their next retaliatory strike against a communist threat in a Pentagon war room. But it's not. It's just one of Bab's coffee talks at good old 1303. Now, as we all know, these nicotine-rich powwows, which took place a couple days a week every summer for several years, were not your average gossip sessions. For those of us fortunate enough to be in the periphery of this middle-aged sorority, besides getting a contact buzz from the haze of Salem lights, it was truly an educational experience. We learned so much about life in the Twin Cities. Most importantly, the inner workings of the Iron Mountain Booster Club. In particular, the struggle for power and control. Questions arose. Would Flip retain his current hold as president? Or would he be ousted by a younger, more progressive Eddie St. Arnold? There's more. Should they open up the second concession stand during JV football games? Was Nick Hiltonen a positive role model for young men? Finally, what the hell were they all going to wear on Parents' Night? Of course, many other topics and issues were discussed, not to mention the rumors, the secrets, the scandals, and the recipes that were circulating within our morally enriched community. Now that we all recall the discussions, who then were the players? Who were these women that comprised this highly coveted, exclusive social circle? They were, in no particular order, Joanne Navarra, Kathy Sacchetti, Lois Strang, Alice Derwinski, Barbara Ward, Rita Ward, and of course, their mentor, Barb Flaminio. There may have been others, casual visitors, or a drive-by or two. But these women were truly the core, the heart and soul, the nucleus. As I mentioned, there were others, fortunate enough to sit on the hallowed benches in Barb's kitchen. But what about the forgotten ones? Those left out alone on the cold Maple Street pavement. Those like Ann Markell or Angie Godin. They, like thousands before them, were denied entry into Bab's lair. Why, you ask? I don't think we'll ever know, but I do know this. The women that were there, their children, us, have a tremendous burden of responsibility. The responsibility to not only uphold the integrity and confidentiality of Bab's Coffee Talks for the rest of our lives, but to ensure that under no circumstance, no matter how severe the medieval torture we must endure, we ever reveal the truth behind the Booster Club's attempted assassination of the criminal element that walked the walls of Mountaineer Stadium, Mr. Ricky Peterson. Now, just a few acknowledgments to Barb. Thank you for the following. Not grounding me for charging candy on your Pasco's account. Not exposing me for the fraud I was in the bleach bottle fiasco. I'll tell that story. You'll remember the bleach bottle incident.
I can't believe you guys remember that.
Oh yeah.
It's a classic.
Allowing me to pursue my astronomy dream by buying me that telescope. confusing me as a young child by putting curls in my big brother's hair. And that brothers is plural, by the way. Allowing us to watch Three's Company even though it had sexual innuendo. Allowing us to start drinking coffee when we were 4. Allowing us to watch Grandpa Jack skin coyotes in his garage. Allowing us to watch Grandpa Jack skin coyotes. He always skinned coyotes. Alive too. And there's something about that.
Oh, God.
Coming to our rescue when those burnouts were shooting BB guns at us from across the alley. Oh, was Barb pissed. Rushing in to get stitches when Spanky bit my lip. Dog. Not making us move when the Wobiaks moved into the neighborhood. Taking me to Mrs. Erickson for those valuable therapeutic talks, even though it was probably Marie who should have been going, considering her disturbing crush on Barry Manilow. Allowing us to hide Quubba Quubba upstairs, unbeknownst to Flip before she was officially adopted as her pet. Allowing me as a child to nurture my long-distance friendship, though probably illegal in some states, with Ed Nelson in Pennsylvania. And last but not least, for all those awesome Sunday lunches.
God, Ed Nelson. Jim, tell your pitch bottle.
Jim, here. Yeah.
You guys, okay.
I have no idea.
You were a hypochondriac, I was a klepto.
You're gonna have to run at the stadium.
What is it about Pringles?
On Sunday.
No, that was a little family
Sorry like that.
I mean, I stole money from everybody. Flip's quarter collection, forget about it. That's what I used to buy all those watches and things for Maggie Weaver. Anyway. One time though, I mean, it just got so out of control. I was stealing. I had to get creative. I had to I can't just have money, and I had to explain how I did it. So I actually stole $3 from you, Marie, and your jewelry thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, how do I explain how I got this money? So I came up with this idea that I went and I found this empty bleach bottle.
In the bird's nest, right?
No, hang on. First I found the bottle, and I stuffed it with the $3 bills, and then I put a bunch of sand and grass in it. So I waited till a bunch of you guys and Mom was we're out in the yard, and I was kind of walked over to Mosca's field, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey, look what I found! And you're like, oh yeah, it's a bottle. I'm like, so I run over to the yard, and I'm like, let's look in it. So I'm like, hey, there's money in there. So I pull out $1. Another one! Look!
How old were you?
17.
Yeah. Last year.
8, 9? I don't know.
Oh my
10, who knows?
I remember that.
And I know, like I said, Barb didn't expose me. She's like, oh, that's nice. So that's the bleach bottle.
Oh my God.
All right. Yeah, I can't.
Is it the same picture?
Oh, no, different picture.
Excellent, my God.
With
Oh, it's
Grandma.
beautiful.
Flip.
Oh,
Dad got the real George Clooney going on.
Who started this?
Tell me.
Oh, gosh.
Did you think that?
Good.
See, I did have hair.
Throughout history, there have been countless statements that have defined a person or even an era. JFK's, ask not what you can do for your country, but what you can, or ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Neil Armstrong said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Finally, who could ever forget those words uttered by Vince Flaminio? Burnt meat and lumpy potato. But never in history has anyone been as profound as Barb Flaminio. Her ability to summarize a conversation to a single bold statement is matched only by her ability to drop 2 eggs in a month. The following are the top 10 questions, answers, and statements made by Barb Flaminio. Are the statements verbatim? Probably not, but history is written by those who are victorious. Number 10. Number 10. Leslie Walters put what up your butt?
Neighbor down the way, she had us all 4 kids lay down, and she stuck twigs up our butt. And then we smelled them.
Number 9. Number 9.
Yeah, we'll edit that one out.
Number 9. Number 9. Armida, I believe it's your turn to whiz in the soup.
Number 8. Wait and see. Pretty soon everyone is going to have frosted hair. Number 7. Who said drinking coffee for breakfast throughout elementary school made you 3 inches shorter than your older brother?
3 inches.
Number 6. A switchblade for Todd Ricconi's birthday? Sounds good to me.
He's a retarded. He bought him a switchblade for his birthday. They bought a retarded guy a knife for his birthday. He has a history of stabbing people with pencils. He bought him a knife. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Number 5. I'm sure that Schnauzer and Grandpa Jap is skinning in his garage only looks like space. Number 4. That's very thoughtful of you to volunteer to drive the kids home from school every day, Mr. Pedo.
That's beautiful.
All right, number 3. Miss Music and Angie Godin are just good friends. Number 2. No. Vince and Kathy are twins, not Vince and Jeff Dahl. The number one question, answer, or statement made by Bar Flaminio: your dad can deliver more than the mail.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Sounds like a good idea.
Hey, there's a frosted hair.
There's a frosted.
Get a good look at the frosted hair.
Hey guys, listen up, just so you guys know.
Hey,
The guy said that whoever wants a copy, he'll make them for him, just like this. He said just let him know. And he'll do it. So put in your orders before you leave.
I can't follow it.
John,
I mentioned
There were some really racy ones.
John, that was yours was
Rides home from school, Mr. Pedo.
I've got a triple X version I couldn't put in there. I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, John.
I started this out to be an easy project. Write my favorite memory of my mother and me. Sounds simple. However, the more I thought about the near 29 years of my life, the harder it became to come up with just one story. So what I was forced to do, as everyone else did, is to discuss the many wonderful moments that have affected Mom, myself, and the rest of the family. Number 1, Lady of Spain. I remember waking up as a child on Saturday mornings to this beautiful sound that would fill the house with joy. I would come running down the stairs to find the origin of those wonderful chords. To my delight, there would be Mom sitting on the edge of her bed with her accordion. I distinctively remember that one song that has lived through the ages, Lady of Spain. This is a song that Mom used to play over and over. And over and over.
The only one I know.
Number 2, El Bubba the Witch. I believe I was in 1st or 2nd grade when all the kids in class were asked to draw a picture for the Halloween season. I was pretty excited to hear that our drawings were to be displayed at the Midtown Mall. I was very proud of my colored picture of a witch on her broom. On the top of the drawing, in large block letters, was the name of my witch, Elba. I was proud of Elba. I was excited to show my drawing to Mom, thinking she would offer praise. To my disappointment, she forbid me to submit the drawing in its current state. No, not the fact that I didn't stay within the lines, or my color scheme did not match. It was due to the name of the witch. I cried and cried, trying to convince her that I made up the name and that I did not want to change it. She suggested I change it from Alba to Albaba. For the longest time, I could not figure out why she made me change it. I guess it had something to do with the fact that the only person on this earth named Elba happened to be the grandmother of my best friend. I'm surprised she didn't make me change the name of her cat from Quabba to Qua Bubba. Number 3, Dutch boy haircuts. This subject is still too painful for me to mention, so there'll be no discussion on this matter.
That's cute.
Number 4, hot lunch. What a pleasure it was for me as a child to have the ability to see Mom every day for lunch from first grade through high school. Didn't matter if she was in back cooking with Dee, Maria Lancy, that lady that looked like Flo, or if she was up front slinging hash with Armida, Myrna, or Juanita. Back in my finicky stages, Mom would make me special lunches and a hot lunch. It would make me happy when she would have a couple of government peanut butter sandwiches waiting for me upon my arrival, or she would dig through her purse to scrounge up some change so I could run to People's. Number 5, food and cooking. No doubt that with this family, Mom spent a great deal of time in the kitchen cooking for our tribe. It was a pleasure to have a hot cooked dinner waiting each night after school or sporting event. Even now, when I return arrivals to Iron Mountain, we are greeted with those time-honored traditions of little hot dogs and tuna salad. Like today. We greatly appreciate the fact that regardless of the reason for our return, we know that the hot dogs and salads will be waiting for us. I must also thank Mom for turning me into the chef-tell that I am today. It all started back in 5th grade with the rye bread pizzas.
Oh, God.
It has now evolved to the point where meat rolled up in a bun and hot turkey sandwiches are staples in my diet. Number 6 is second-hand shopping. Unlike the other kids, I enjoy going with Mom on Saturday mornings to rummage sales in St. Vinny's. Sure, I was frightened to be seen, or that I would be wearing one of my friend's old shirts. But I still found this enjoyable. Back then, I thought I would get lucky and get first dibs on these second-hand treasures, precisely why Jim and John did not want to go. Number 7, caretaker. Mom has always been there to comfort me through my ailments, whether it was falling off my bike at Navarre's, breaking my elbow, Dr. Schmutzler ripping the warts off my feet, or that butcher of a podiatrist carving out my ingrown toenail. She would always make me feel better. Mom has especially been there for me in my most trying time of my life, which was last Christmas. She was there to comfort me, console me, and love me. For this, I will be forever grateful. Let me finish this by saying, this was a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 girls and 7 a boy. All of them had bad vision, just like their mother. The youngest son, a Dutch boy. This was a story of my mom named Barbara, who was the only one to call me Antone. She'd attend all my games, despite the weather, never all alone. Then the one day I heard my mom bellow, get your ass over here and eat hot lunch. That wrestling thing is going to kill you. I don't care if Perk's in a real crunch. We love you a bunch. We love you a bunch. 10 of us love you a bunch.
So many different styles. I was gonna say, Jim, you got haiku, you got limerick, it's great. You got haiku, whatever. This is awesome.
Moomer, is
Chuck.
this your water?
Tom,
I'm glad you got it in on time.
Oh yeah. What did you do?
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
Let's see the
This
pictures.
is my picture when I was homecoming queen.
Hairstyle number 105.
Yes.
That was so funny. Oh my God. Okay. When I think about Mom and all the memories about growing up, I tend to get a single picture of Mom in my mind. It is summertime and Mom has her 49-cent Shopko flip-flops, cut-off denim shorts, and Mom's famous homemade tube tops. Let's not forget her frosted hair and many hairdos. You know what's funny is nobody knew what anybody else wrote.
Right.
A lot of us,
Yeah.
nobody. So a lot of us have the same things.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Now that I can picture her physically, what is she saying? Is it Jesus, Mary, and Joseph? Or is she simply yelling at Jim for something? Maybe she's just talking to Grandpa Jack on the phone. Or is it Jeff Dahl? No, it can't be because we always had to lie and say she wasn't. Now, what is Mom eating? Is it salami sandwiches for breakfast? Maybe it just depends on what day it is. Is it chili on Saturday, spaghetti on Monday, or French fries on Friday with the same reused grease we had for 10 years? We could be eating raw hamburger from Mom's porcupine balls, which for some reason, Mom's meat was always E. coli free. This is surprising since the meat was thawed in the 90-degree sun on the hood of the Travelodge. Oh my God. Sometimes it was even thawed by the heat from the motor while Mom drove to People's. Maybe Mom and me are just munching on Chex Mix, which Mom would make despite the grumbles from Dad, who hated the smell. I have just a few more foods that remind me of Mom. The famous Nuts sandwiches and pickled bologna spread. Now, what is Mom doing? Where do I begin? Is she sorting clothes from the chute or just trying to unclog the jam? Maybe she's carting us 4 babies to Warehouse Foods, where we would get yelled at for taking the toys out of the peanut butter tubs and running our fingers through the peanut butter. Remember we used to do that? Maybe Mom is doing wonders to somebody's hair, giving Tony a Dutch boy, Steve and Tom a perm, or even braiding my hair, which I forgot to say that I would always take out and run and have Marie do it because I hated the way Maybe she's not doing anything but sitting on the floor in front of the heater, drinking her milk. Where could Mom be going? She's dragging me to St. Vinny's so I can hide behind the racks because I didn't want to be there. Maybe she's on her way to clean the church or the Chamber of Commerce. Growing up, the Chamber of Commerce was Mom's special time and mine together. You can't beat the bonding that took place as Mom and I would ride double on Old Blue down C Street. I would be sitting on the handlebars carrying our bucket of rags and Mom doing the driving. Mom was always there to clean up every kind of mess, from the church to the chamber to my vomit on the stairs of the gym at a varsity basketball game. I was 8 years old. There is one more trait about Mom that deserves mentioning. Nobody, I mean nobody, crosses her children. From her running with Miss Miltworth or kicking me off the IQ team, to her fight with Bob Youngren for not commending the wrestling team. Mom was there to defend her children and leave those shaking in their boots. All these thoughts barely scratch the surface at the true essence of what Mom is all about. I can only hope that I can have the same everlasting effect on my own children that she has had on us. Oh, there's a few more pictures on the next page. These are great pictures. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love those. The 6 older ones and the 4 little ones.
I think Robert had a beard back then.
I also got to read that.
This is the variant. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
All right, Tommy.
Tommy's turn.
All right.
Okay,
Last but not
Thomas.
least.
I wrote a poem entitled "It's Only Gas."
This should be good.
Here's my picture. Is that me or are you
I hope
godparents?
that's you.
Even if it isn't, who cares?
That's you, Tom.
Okay.
We'll assume it is.
It's only gas.
Oh,
For every illness there is a cure, a pill so bitter yet so pure. The Flaminios never ail, never use a throw-up pail, never had any strange disease, one to bring you to your knees. For every sickness was not true, the real cause I'll give a clue. So listen up, you silly ass. It's all explained by stomach gas. The eldest Steve, he quarterbacked. Completion skills he surely lacked. He thought he was a classy dude, and this a guy who chummed with Plude. The instrument game in 79, protecting him a crappy line. The Hematites, they wanted more. He threw them balls, he threw them 4. So he went to his mom, and not one pass he threw to Tom. I'm really feeling kind of sad, but Ishmaming is mighty glad. Those interceptions, they cause me strife. That Mary Ann, she'll be my wife. So that is why I feel sick. I make a pass, they make a pick. Those Hematites, they have no class. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. Then there was this twin Marie, younger by a minute 3. The Travelodge skids, people leering. It's not my fault, it's not power steering. When a girl, she climbed a tree at the home of Davis Laurie. Tumbled down on her head, a fractured skull, I think I said. Then she ran crying home, bouncing like a little gnome. I took a fall on my crown. What's the name of this town? Am I in Menominee?
Where is Dave Tedeschi? I think I need a neurologist. Am I a marine biologist? What day is it today? Will I get better tomorrow? What's the cause of my sorrow? Is it from the bruise on my brain? This real ailment I cannot feign. So I ask you, Mom, when will it pass? Oh, be quiet, it's all they can. Kathy, Vince, Tom, and Bob, their vision so bad it made you sob. Kathy stumbles, Kathy falters, and runs away from Leslie Walters. For that towel she played yo-yo. What the hell is a Bowler roll? Toddy Johnson came a-courtin', pencil figure, smoke with Thornton. Left at home, Vince surmised, I think I've just been Metzlerized. He also liked to pee on tires and always started raging fires. Your home address where you rest your feet? The answer is simple. It's called B Street. Robert liked to eat those Whoppers and always wore those winter choppers. His basketball skills required pity. He had the hair of Conway Twitty. He kept his beer in plastic holders, carried 12-packs on his shoulder. A knock at the door, let's hide, I'll lead. It's a Christmas visit from that Swede. Quabba, quabba, kitty, kitty. Tom's the one who wrote this ditty. Spanky bit me on the knee. Hey, bird legs, what's playing with me? So off they went to Dr. Johnson, not the teacher Wally Swanson. Let me look into their eyes, to end their screams, to end their cries. I see the problem, I see it clear. They can't see far, they can't see near. I'll speak to you, I'll speak my mind. These here kids are freaking blind. Get them glasses, man, be so crass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas.
Oh, thank God he went last.
Johnny was a scrappy wrestler, no relation to Brian Kessler. He was always on another diet, his stomach feeling rage and riot. He'd waste away to skin and bones, like the singer from Ramones. Even though he was so thin, he'd never lose, always win. However, after every match, a restful sleep he could not catch. I'm so sore and feel weak. I can't eat food or take a leak. Is it from not eating meals and only sucking orange peels? Is that why my stomach growls and rotten sounds pierce my bowels? That is why I feel this way. I'll eat anything, even hay. So give me fish, perch or bass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. Then there was the junior Jim, who'd kiss a girl at every whim. He'd exercise from dusk till dawn, so his hernia would be gone. When he was in grade number 6, he found himself in quite a fix, for he fell in puppy love, felt soft and sweet like a morning dove. He loved her so he couldn't leave her, that little vixen Maggie Weaver. Bought her a necklace and got a hug. He found the money in a plastic jug. She makes me flip like a silver coin, puts funny feelings in my groin. She's the cause of my strange behavior. She's my one almighty savior. I feel so queasy around this lass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. Poor Moomer had that yellow fang, the color of lemon tang. It really caused her painful grief, but could rip apart a good roast beef. What caused her tooth to be so yellow, it scares away each handsome fellow. Is it from the food I eat, or the odor from my brother's feet? I'll do anything to hide this color, to make it fade, to make it duller. I'll pray to God, I'll go to mass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. Tony had a helmet head. From his haircut, it's been said, he had no wings like Savoy, but he still looked like that little Dutch boy. Most other boys would go insane when called the name Whitey Wayne. Kept him sad, this haircut. Couldn't shake that funky rut. So he sulked about, his head hung low. Some people said he looked like Mo. What's wrong, little Tony? What's wrong, my honey? Still hiding from Uncle Sonny? How'd you cut it? That's my goal. On my head, did you place a bowl? I'm feeling down, I'm feeling blue. With hair like this, you'd be too. I don't mean to whine and sass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. Then there is her husband Flip. A glass of Pepsi he would sip. Barb's booming voice, we had to hide. Flip, Flip, Kennedy died. His little ear she'd give a tug. Well, he's picking at the rug. At Miss Kennedy's, he killed a bat. He secretly loved our cat. He had 10 kids. That's true, of course. He must be virile as a horse. Hey, you boys, what's that noise? We're in the basement. We found Playboys. On his back, he'd carry mail. Through the rain, the sleet, the hail. And off he'd head to Oak Crest to play some golf, to do his best. Then his ball would start to slice. He'd hit it once, he'd hit it twice. It must be from my painful back. Raquel Welch, what a rack! I must devise some remedies to keep the ball out of trees. I think I'll try a club of brass. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas. 'Twas 69 and 8 kids, equal to legs on squids. Barb was having tummy pains, elastic stretching in her hanes. Could it be it happened once more? A set of twins to total 4. So she went to see the doc. Dr. Smutzler at 10 o'clock. I'll tell you something that happened, Wally. I'm expecting again. Oh, geez, oh, golly. The kids I have account to 8. Another 2. Ain't that great? In my womb, I'm housing twins. The kids will equal bowling pins. Now you sit still, let me feel if your fears are for real. It's true, she said, oh, me, alas. Oh, be quiet, it's only gas.
Awesome. You missed your calling, man.